She family, welcome. Second episode, season 6. Y'all, I got a co-host.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Hey. Gianna.
Hey. My name is Gianna Lafayette. We are sisters. Can we just...
Something like
No,
that.
I know, but I know you wanted me to say that we were or not. Well, you put it on your thing anyway. We're sisters. This is my sister. I was like, listen, I'm all for these conversations. We got to talk about it, right?
We do. I'm so excited. This season, race relations.
Yes.
We getting in there.
We diving deep.
We diving deep.
All day, baby.
So, we got a great interview for you guys set up. Let's go. Hey, S.H.E family, and welcome to this second episode in season 6 of Pieces of S.H.E. So glad to have you here. Of course, you guys know we're talking race relations. I have Hans John Simon with us today. I hope I didn't mess that up. I don't know if it's Gene Simon, John Simon. He's going to tell us. With us. He is originally from Haiti, and we're going to be talking about race relations as far as that is concerned. Welcome, Mr. Hans.
Welcome. Thank you for having me, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Before we get started and get going, of course, you guys know tea time, and I'll stand up. Black Lives Matter.
Amen. Yes, they do.
And so the reason what inspired this shirt, of course, is everything that's going on in the world today. I am so inspired by all the different ethnicities and different types of people that's out there fighting for Black Lives Matter, because I think the people that are out there know that if Black lives don't matter, then the phrase all lives matter is not true. So I'm pumped up, I'm excited about it, and I think we're really at a fragile time right now in our country to get this thing right. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
So
all day, baby.
Yes. Okay, and then you know that I introduce people by my famous 5 questions. Hans is from Haiti originally, and he is a millennial. He grew up in a single parent household. He has 5 siblings, 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and he is next to last, so not quite the baby. And then he's a Libra. So why do you ask? Why do I ask these questions? I just want to know. I like to know. It just kind of gives me an idea of who I'm talking to. So I can't wait to see what else we're going to learn. So again, welcome, and I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. So tell us a little bit about your ethnic background. Where are you from? Like, what all is included?
I'm originally from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. My mom herself, she's from Haiti, but she's more like from the outskirts.
Okay. What are the outskirts of? What is that? Is it close?
So there's different parts of Haiti. Like the main part is the capital, of course, is Port-au-Prince. That's like the city. That's where like the White House, everything is at. So she's from this place called Soto. So it's just like in the mountains, pretty much. You have other places like Gonaïve, Okap, and other places too.
Okay.
Like your more comparable places that would be to here would be places like Jacmel and Léogane is another place as well.
That's here?
No. It's more of a comparable
I don't know where
to the States. Because the islands, like, you know how the islands kind of look is completely different, but they do have modern areas.
Gotcha.
Everything is not like huts and how they show it on TV, pretty much, but they have civilization.
Yeah.
So those other places are like the cities.
Yeah, those other places are like the cities as well.
And your father's?
My father is from Port-au-Prince originally.
Okay.
My grandfather was in the military. He married twice. Married to my dad's mom, which was a Dominican woman. She passed away when my dad was really, really young. My grandfather remarried again and had my uncles. So he kind of had like 2 families. Like,
gotcha.
That's what I was kind of grew up accustomed to.
Yeah.
That side of the family, and then like my dad's side.
So the other wife was what?
She was Haitian.
Okay.
Yeah, she was Haitian. Didn't get along, so the families didn't really blend well, but it was just kind of like he had that new family, and then we had like kind of like our existing family pretty much.
Okay. All right. So how long were you in Haiti before coming over to the U.S.?
I came here in '97.
Okay, so you've been here for a while.
So I've been here for a while.
Yeah.
I remember the journey still, you know.
Really?
Here, yeah. I remember my mom crying pretty much. Yeah.
She didn't want to come?
My parents were divorced, like I mentioned. My mom was already remarried,
Okay.
and then she was also moving as well. We were coming here, and she was moving to France. So we came here, and she moved to France.
Oh, so you came with your dad?
Yeah, I came with my dad.
And then your mom?
Yeah, my dad.
Okay.
So like my mom, my aunt, my cousins, we all moved here at the same time. So it wasn't just my dad's side of the family, like literally my whole family
Got it.
like uprooted and moved here.
Okay.
So
okay.
the oldest of my siblings, he was already old enough. He graduated college and everything, so he just kind of stayed there. So he the one that managed just like my mom's house and other things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Now, what brought you guys here?
my dad wanted us here. My parents had, since then were already divorced like a long time. And my mom felt like we would have had like basically we would come here and we would have a better life living here or whatnot. And my dad wanted to, at that point in time, wanted to have us with him or whatnot. So he took full custody of us.
Yeah. So funny you say that, because I hear a lot of foreigners saying, you know, I want to go to the U.S. It's, you know, it's the best country. Like, do you feel that way?
Okay, so I was really, really young when I left, but for me itself, my memories of my country, I didn't have any issues living there, but I was also shielded from a lot. So in regards to my siblings, they have a whole point of view of what they think of Haiti and what they think of other things as well.
Okay.
Have y'all talked about that? Like,
Yeah, of course. We talk about it all the time or whatnot. The big issue there is, you know how the U.S., other countries, you all have pretty much like what you sell. Like, you know, you trade goods, you trade different things here and there. Everybody has like their own thing. As far as the economy, you have people that, you know, colleges, people that work on computers, people that work here and there. Haiti's not the same way. Their main source of income is, what do they call it when people sew? Like seamstress, yeah.
Okay.
Their main income is seamstress.
Got it.
Seamstress is not a big thing like it used to be anymore. Like you, I'm not sure if you've seen the full documentary already. Like one of the main things they talked about, sugar cane and things like that back then was like the main source, because not everybody was able to produce sugar cane. So once that went away and those things went away, and we were ousted by America during like some of the regimes during like my grandfather's time and things like that. So they pretty much don't have any income, and that's a big factor as well.
Yeah. Well, you know that this season is about race relations. You are here in the U.S. now. What do you feel about racism in America? And then have you ever experienced it?
Of course. No, like I said, I remember like yesterday, I remember moving here. At the time when I moved here, it was a time when like people weren't proud. You see how people are proud to say like they're Haitian and things like that. Yeah, people weren't proud to be Haitian. I grew up in a community where I was surrounded by a lot of other Haitians at the time, but there were also a lot of other foreigners. We had a lot of Jamaicans. It was mainly the neighborhood was mainly known as a Jamaican neighborhood where I grew up at.
Here in the States.
Yes.
And then where did you grow up at in the States?
North Miami Beach, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So that particular area where I grew up at was predominantly like Jamaican or whatnot. To be honest with you, I got it from all angles. From white people, racism, from black people. Then back then, we were called wetbacks. We were called boats. Yeah.
And that's crazy to me, because whenever I'm in Miami, I feel like it's such a cultural mix that you wouldn't see like people coming for each other like that, because I feel like everybody is out there, you know.
It's like that now, but it wasn't
okay.
always like that.
I see, I see.
To be honest with you, like I have my cousin, which is older than me. Like they had like their generation, which went to school and things like that. They had to deal with a lot more, of course, that we didn't than I had to deal with. But by the time I reached high school and everything, things changed. You know, there were a lot more Haitians, of course. People were more proud to say they were Haitian.
Gotcha.
Just different things. Then you have like singers like Wyclef who made it a little bit more,
Yeah.
to be proud of like where you come, which are some of the things he addressed, like, and some of his previous albums that he had, like growing up in New York City and things like that.
Yeah. Wow. That's so horrible.
Yeah.
Have you ever been embarrassed about saying, "Oh, I'm Haitian"?
Nah.
Like when you were younger, even.
When I was younger, yes, of course, you know, kids can be cruel and
Yeah.
would say certain things to me, but
Yeah.
overall, I didn't really care, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I have a question about, okay, in general, how do Haitian Americans view African Americans? And that sounds weird, but because we're all
No.
African Americans
I understand.
But
I
you
understand
know,
where you're coming from.
what's the general consensus in that?
With me and I would say with the people I grew up with, it's a lot different. We have a lot more knowledge in regards to like schools, the system, and how everything works. But like people like my parents, like my grandparents, they have like a whole different view of like the U.S. They just think it's somewhere that you come, you make a lot of money, and you go to school, you get this degree, and you're making millions of dollars. Like, you know, in their eyes, that's like how they see it. And a lot of people, it's really, really similar to like the Asian culture, believe it or not.
Haitian.
Like, yeah, and how
Okay.
and like how strict they are in the household. Like with them, like you either have to be like a doctor, lawyer, like a nurse or something, or you're like a failure.
I
And,
see.
like,
Yeah.
to be like, it's like that. They're really, really stuck in their ways. Like, you know, just even the simple things about like I mentioned about greeting people and other things like that. You have to kiss like the woman in the cheek. You have to do it. Like if it's a room of 30 people, you got to greet every single person like that. Yeah, and it's like super disrespectful if you don't.
Really?
Yes, it's like you just like stab somebody. That's how serious they are about that.
So then how do you view African Americans? Because we don't have none of
So like them, they that's what I'm saying. They view Americans as like, especially Black Americans, as rude. Yes, it's like the thing. See, and you guys don't even know that.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
What they don't understand is like Americans have like a whole different way of growing up. We have our system. We have our own system or whatnot. One thing I can say with my family and just other Haitian families, what I have came and I think that's one of the main reasons why I did it outside my race. Were really, really judgmental. Yes, so I felt like I was always being judged by my culture. Judged by my culture.
Do they feel a way that when you say dated outside your race, so you have an African American
Yes,
girlfriend, not Haitian.
Not Haitian.
So did they look a certain way at that?
To be honest with you, as long as I don't bring a white woman home, we're fine.
Okay, so then that was like
the thing. Like,
Okay.
you know, like with Haitian people, that's like a no-go. I don't, like, they do not trust Americans.
will you get like
White
outed,
Americans, to be exact.
like shunned from the family?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Really?
That's deep.
Wow.
I have a
They
question.
don't play about that.
To kind of like to piggyback off of the culture between like the differences between culture. When you go to Haiti and you are around your family, obviously you experience like different kind of traditions and just like ways of going about everyday thing, right? Like when you walk into a room, you kiss everybody. Do you feel like America has a culture at all?
Yes, I do.
Like what?
I felt like, okay, so like with like any people, you put any people, no matter you put them in Africa or where you put them, they create their own, like, kind of like, I feel like Black people here, we created our own culture.
Right.
Or whatnot. Kind of like the people from Caribbeans in Florida, kind of like how you go to Miami now, it's a whole different scene.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the product of what was brought here or the people
Correct.
that migrated here as well.
Absolutely.
So it's like we created like our own culture here.
Okay. What do you think are some things that is like American culture? Like, what's a staple of American culture?
Like in regards to what?
Okay, so
Staple, like.
I feel like if I'm gonna go to Hawaii, which it is American, but they also got they set of culture. They own set of culture too. You know what I mean? So I feel like in Hawaii you have certain things, like you have a luau. You're gonna go to a luau. You're gonna have like specific garb that you're gonna wear. If you go to
hang loose.
Right. Yeah. Type of thing.
Aloha is
exact. That's their thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you go to, I don't know, like Canada
Jamaica
or something like that. Even Jamaica, they have their thing. I feel like
you might indulge, in the smokes.
Correct. You might indulge in the smokes here,
but I'm just saying out there, it's like
everybody. That's
water.
Right. I feel like in America, like American culture, like I feel like we just don't have one thing to say American culture. Like people say pizza, but pizza is Italian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hamburgers, I guess, is our culture. Like that's a staple, I guess. Terrible staple, but I don't know. So I'm trying to think, like when you look at America, what's like a staple for us? Because I honestly I don't feel like we have.
Do you think just rude? I mean, I'm just, like when you think of Americans, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like,
I just think of me, the way I see America is just like a melting pot.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that is the culture.
Yeah, that is the culture to me.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't feel like as if America owns anything true, like that's like theirs or whatnot in real life, but like they want you to believe, but that's what I feel like. And that's what I like about it, that, there's everybody just in one place.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is there any kind of racism within Haiti? Because here, like we have African Americans, and then there's, believe it or not, racism. I'll say colorism, but amongst us,
that also exists out there too. It's not just that's a product of like slavery. Colorism is a product of slavery. It exists in Jamaica. It exists in Haiti. Is actually worse in like those two places or whatnot.
Women will, so what are some things that
women will buy like cream, soap, and things like that. They'll bleach their skin.
Isn't that sad?
I remember that growing up, seeing like women doing that in the islands. Like, and I was really really young, and I still remember it or whatnot. Like people like bleaching their skin and stuff.
So people are more respected or treated better if they're lighter skinned.
Yes, I do believe that happened a lot back then out there. Like they really did. Like, believe it or not, there's a lot of racist stuff that goes on within like our own community out there. In regards to people hire people out there just because you were more light skinned or whatnot, or just based on how you look, which is wrong. But
sounds familiar.
It happens. Believe it or not, it doesn't just happen here. It happens in other places as well.
So let me ask you this. I know that Haiti and Dominican and Jamaica, Cuba, like what about within those neighboring countries? Is there issues?
Yeah, of course. There is. I wouldn't say with my generation much so, but like I would say with the previous generation or just like older people along there, like they have their own ways. And a lot of my friends are Jamaican out there because like I said, I grew up in a big Jamaican like neighborhood or whatnot. But they, like the older people, I always get like different vibe from them.
Gotcha.
That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think that this younger generation is gonna change things.
Gotcha.
Because I think they're not so so stuck up on being racist. It's just simple.
Yeah. But what people don't realize, no matter if it's 200, 300, 400, 500 years, like we as human beings have to evolve. So whether it's in a good way, whether it's not, but history over time, as you know, has always repeated itself, no matter what. It just depends on how we think and how we act and what we do.
I think a change is amongst us.
I think it's maybe in like 500 years.
You don't have any hope for this thing right now.
I have hope that that maybe systems will change. Sure, maybe will.
Okay, but the mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Racism, period. I don't think.
But I've seen so many people of different races coming out now and coming together and just saying, look, stop it already. So I think it's happening.
So
No?
I have a question. For you. What do you think about like people, especially the black people who are like, well, I think everybody should have a fair chance. Everybody's equal. I believe everything is changing. What do you believe about like those people who have that point of view of everything that's going on?
That's why. Yeah, I'm just asking you.
Yeah. I think that things are changing. Absolutely. I absolutely believe that everybody should be equal. I don't think that I'm racist at all.
Mm-hmm.
I just know the human condition. Like, the thing about it is that we surround ourselves with, a lot of the time we surround ourselves with people that think like us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's who we relate to, and I'm not gonna keep a racist person in my circle, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna follow racist posts. I'm just not gonna keep that person around me. So we are exposed to the things that we like to see a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
The racist people are exposed to the things that they like to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're exposed to, their circle is racist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we're talking to people who want to see a change.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking to people that want to see this shit stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like it's going to take a very long time, because those people that are in those circles, those people that you have to tell your mom now, you don't talk about my black friend like that. And
I'm seeing it.
that's fine.
I'm seeing it.
But it's just not, I don't feel like it's happening in
happening
Oklahoma.
enough.
And
Okay.
you know what I mean? Just in Mississippi, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think this happened there. We would love to see, like, I see my friends, you know, I got a bunch of white friends too. I see them going hard for us. But that's because I surround myself with cool people.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So all the other people that's down there running the country with the Confederate flags, they're also going to teach their children something else. And their children who I've raised you, you're going to have to talk to me. You're going to have to rebuttal me and say, Mom, no, stop. And I'm going to say, I'm going to cut you off. You're not going to college. All right, I'm racist again. Don't trip. Like, it's just a conversation. I don't know. It's just
I have hope for this country.
I'm glad you do.
I'm just praying, and I've always prayed that there's just more good people in this world than evil. And I think there are. I just think that all of the good people need to stand up. I think there's more of us than not.
And then they have to use their voices. We all have to
And use
our
your voices, yes.
Right.
So,
wait, I have a question. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Hans, you don't agree? I just wonder.
I do agree in some aspect, but I also feel like the reason why a lot of people do that, I feel like they're threatened by us.
Okay.
You know, me, I love history. That's like my thing. I just feel like we're the dominant race and everybody knows it. And yeah, we have some people that take up for us here and there. But the true elite people, they know that we are the dominant race.
Mm.
And that's why they have gone to great lengths, just all this time, if you think, before you were born, before your grandparents were born, to keep us down or whatnot. Even to this day, it's still going on. It's going on in different forms, but
very covert.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Personally, what I think we should segregate ourselves. That's what I believe. Not just
where we gonna go?
Not just
we going back to Haiti.
We can't go anywhere else.
Where we
There's
going?
other countries right now that say they'll take us in Africa. You know?
Yeah, Africa is definitely welcome.
Or even if we don't go anywhere, we need to unite and build our own brand.
I agree with that.
We would never flourish as a people if we don't unite or whatnot. And like I said, history is our biggest lesson, kind of like the revolution or whatnot. That's what people have to understand. If we don't unite as a people and we don't have common goals, what are we fighting for?
Right.
Or whatnot. Right. I do believe not everybody's, is going to be an advocate for, or I'm going to advocate for this, but I do think everybody has their own role. Or whatnot. I think this person should be doing this person should be doing that. I'm just a person that's sitting at home. They're valuable to us or whatnot. I believe they're as valuable as a person that's out there marching. He may not be thinking about it. He may be thinking about something else that we're not thinking about.
Right.
You know, just like perfect example, like the people who are in jail, the people, the black bankers, everybody has their own role in this. And I think if we realize that and we all come together, like, we'll do a lot more in a shorter time than we would ever do.
No, I totally agree with you. And speaking of coming together and unity and things like that, I recently watched a documentary. I was telling you, I didn't get through the whole thing, but I got through a lot of it. And I'm so, like, I just felt really proud. Like, I was in awe, like awestruck, like the way that the Haitians came together and did the Haitian Revolution. That was like amazing to me. And I don't know, I just feel like if I was Haitian, I would just be really proud of, like, yeah, we did this. Even though the country now to this day is lacking, resources and things like that because of it. But I thought that was awesome. Is there any conflict today between Haitians and the French? Because that was that whole revolution, right?
As of today, no. But what a lot of people don't know, I don't know if you got that far into the documentary, it talked about that too, how we had to repay them money.
I know.
Yeah. And yeah, they made us pay for the land.
That's wild.
Yes.
Isn't that wild?
Yes, they made us pay for the
Pay for the land that y'all were unsuccessful at stealing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
How
and,
backwards
did
is
you
that?
get to like the part where they talk about the Dominicans and everything?
No, I have not gotten to that part.
Okay, yeah. So then it'll get a lot more informative once you get to that. So, in regards to Haiti at one point was just one big island. Dominican Republic, and Haiti were just one big place or whatnot. You had other type of Indians. They had a special name for them. It talks about that as well. So that's where kind of like Dominicans came from or whatnot. So mixed with African or whatnot. And of course, a lot of them have like their masters and stuff like that, that raped the slaves, and they created the mulattoes and the different race of people, like mixtures like Dominicans and Haitians and white people or whatnot. You have like all type of races. There's some parts of Haiti too where you walk there, it's like you'll see like men that look like they're white, but they're actually like they're mixed.
Well,
but
I did get to that part in the documentary where it said that they weren't necessarily fighting against the white people there. They made them black. They just said, "You black now." That was that.
And that was
okay.
And that was it. Yes.
I was like, all right, they killed the French.
Okay.
Not necessarily the white people. And that was like, I don't know. I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but you also had like that's what I'm saying. You had a lot of mulattoes walking around. So it wasn't just white men that was walking around.
Right.
So a lot of those mulattoes, kind of like, do you remember like Louisiana, like the Louisiana Purchase and things like that?
Okay. Yeah, we were saying that.
So kind of like how Louisiana had the slave owners who had like wives that were slaves or whatnot, but they had their own land. They had their own slaves or whatnot. So when the revolution happened, we kind of messed up what they had going on or whatnot. So they kind of resent us for that.
Who?
The Dominicans, which were like the mulattoes and the other people too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they kind of resented like the Haitians for that or whatnot. To the very day, they still don't like.
So there's conflict between
Yes.
Haitians and Dominicans.
So I would say Google it. I don't know when the exact time, but I know it was recent, where you had Haitians that were born there, or you had Haitian parents that moved to the Dominican Republic who had kids that were raised there and things like that, where they were stripping like people that were born there of like their citizenships if you weren't full like Dominican or whatnot.
Crazy.
So that's why you'll find a lot of black people that won't visit like a lot of Haitians that won't visit Dominican Republic, just because of that cost.
Right.
So even on social media, you'll see posts with like anti-Dominican posts with people will advertise of not going to the Dominican Republic because a lot of them are racist. A lot of them say they're not black, they're not Haitian, and things like that. And you'll meet some Dominicans that are like darker than you and me, and
What they say, they're French?
And in their head, they're not black.
All right, I can't argue. All right,
yes, in their head, they're not black.
That's some education on our part because we don't. I didn't grow up that way, So I appreciate you enlightening us. But what about the French? Are you guys in conflict with France? Do you have a desire to go to France?
A lot, believe it or not, a lot of Haitians moved to France. France or
isn't that ironic though?
Yeah, exactly. And kind of like my mom lives in Martinique now, and like my little sister grew up with her, and she's half Haitian or whatnot. Like that side of her family, they're black, but they don't mess with her because she's half Haitian or whatnot. Yeah. So that's kind of like like I mentioned, like how like certain countries or certain black people from other places don't like us. Because of like the Haitian Revolution and other things like that.
So France still is kind of salty about.
Yes, but you gotta understand.
But then there's a lot of Haitians that live there.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
Yeah, there's a lot of Haitians that live there. You gotta look at it from this point of view, right? We kind of like messed up what they had going on.
Right.
And history, like I mentioned, it's never told by like the winners. It's told not by the losers, but by the winners.
Right.
So a lot of the information that people have gotten about Haiti has just been wrong information or whatnot. So they look at us as like poor people, we're leeches and different things like that. So they have to, from what the media and other people tell you, they have like negative connotations of who we are as a people or whatnot, and which is wrong. And like even here, I would say a lot of people don't do that research.
So there's just so much information out there too. And I was thinking my mind has been crazy because there is just so much information. So it's like you might go and want to get information about something, but you don't know, is it the white people giving you this information or is it a Haitian giving you this information? Type of thing. So yeah, just so much information out there. It's stressful.
I will say one thing that I have done some digging on, and then two they talked about in the documentary, but I've always been fascinated by it, is voodoo. And when you say so much information, people will lead you to believe that it is just this evil, demonic thing when that's not really what it is. And I've always been fascinated with it. So like you said, one thing about the information, I think that we were given misinformation about it, because that was one of the ways that the Haitians were able to beat them, is by medicine. Different plants and things like that are poisonous. So a lot of them got poisoned with their food and things like that. And not that it was like demonic, it's like, y'all motherfuckers is fucking with us, so we finna get rid of you, you know?
Think about it, right? So one of the things that did happen with the revolution, and kind of like with Haiti, everybody else kind of learned from their mistake or whatnot. So they learned not to let the slaves here in America practice voodoo and things like that. So that's why, which a lot of people don't think about too, it's the information's out there.
Yeah, we couldn't read.
Why?
So that was y'all fault, we couldn't read?
Yes, pretty much, yes. Pretty much, that's why they didn't let people at the time read. That's why they didn't let them practice their original religion, was due to the
Haitian some powerful shit,
right?
Or whatnot. So even with Louisiana, they always had like a lot of pushback with like the slaves there. So that's why you notice if you go visit to this day, it's still prevalent there in regards to like shops and different things, shops and things like that. Because the French, they a lot of them practice. It's not Christianity, Catholicism is what they kind of like have like their chants and their different things are kind of like voodoo. So what they decided they were gonna do with the older slaves, they realized that they couldn't make us change our minds. So they realized they were gonna we're gonna teach our kids like the religion, like the Bible. They were gonna drill it.
So instead of you being able to teach
yes
the customs and things like that, we're gonna give them something else.
Yes, exactly.
To believe in. Wow.
And so that's where they kind of drill the next generation.
They would sit here in the U.S. sit the slaves down on Sunday and read the Bible to them. They couldn't read. Nat Turner read. I'm just saying. Yeah. Nat Turner learned how to read, and he read that Bible, and then he was about their life.
Exactly.
Because he read them other chapters. Just saying. Okay, I digress.
And kind of like our general at the time that freed us, whatnot, the same thing. He was a very educated black man, and kind of like that's the same way. That's why they didn't want us to read or nothing like that. And part of what happened there too is just over time, even after we freed ourselves, as we started flourishing as a country or whatnot, they will do different things to try to stop us here and there or whatnot.
Oh well, yeah, like here as well.
Kind of
the
like
Jim Crow, the Black Laws.
I don't know if I want to go to Haiti.
Well, listen, I'll just tell you that I get fascinated by just other cultures and things like that. I appreciate you shedding light on, Haiti and how racism is viewed even here in the U.S. and then amongst Dominican and all that. And that's what this whole thing is all about, just so we can be educated on what's going on in the world and why things are the way they are, so that we can get past these things and just be human beings. I can't wait until the day.
Amen.
That we are all just humans. It's gonna happen.
Oh, yes.
Sooner than 500 years. Yes.
Okay.
All right, Hans, and before you get out of here, I gotta give you this. This is a keychain with a piece of us here at Pieces of She. Put that on your keychain. Take us with you wherever you go, and just remember that we are all in this thing together.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. We are in this, the She in Pieces of She stands for shared human experience. We are all human experiencing this thing called life. And we thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Pieces of She Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, pieces.of.she. Twitter, Pieces of She 1. You can email me if you want to be on the show, trish@piecesofshe.com. And welcome, y'all, my new co-host, Gianna. Yes, we did that.
Real
Can't
quick.
wait. Yes. So next show.
Yeah.
I actually think we have a Dominican person coming. So hopefully we'll talk about that.
Tasty.
Hey! Make sure y'all tune in. Thank you. Until next time.
Until next time.